Good afternoon. There's a warning today that 80% of middle-aged people in England are overweight, drink too much or get too little exercise. Public Health England says desk jobs, fast food and the daily grind are to blame, creating a health crisis with people putting themselves at risk from a host of unnecessary diseases, including diabetes. Rebecca Barry has the details.
Getting to the gym is now an important part of Lee's life. He's 41 and a few months ago weighed 22.5 stone. He's managed to lose weight, but experts say the vast majority of middle-aged people like him either weigh too much, drink too much, or don't exercise enough.
We were coming home after 12-hour shifts. It was a case of I do the cooking, and sometimes it was reaching for the takeaway menu or ordering a pizza, something quick to eat, to juggle around work-life balance. I've lost 5 stone, 1.5 pounds to date in 16 weeks. It's changed my life completely.
The Health Survey for England suggests 83% of 40 to 60-year-olds are either drinking too much alcohol, are inactive or are overweight or obese. That's increased by 16% in the last 20 years. And the rate of diabetes amongst this age group has also doubled, as the demands of modern-day living take their toll.
In the last 30 years particularly, with the rise of 3 big problems, the car, the computer and the desk job, the environment has completely shifted. So we're not telling people, oh, you're ignorant or you're lazy. We're saying, look, the world has changed. We're a different environment. Evolution hasn't prepared us for this, so we have to shift the whole population.
So people are being encouraged to complete this online health quiz to highlight problems and ways they can take action. Lee is now training for a 26k run. Health experts hope other middle-aged people like him will be inspired to change their lifestyles. Rebecca Barry, ITV News.
And if you want to find out how healthy you are, you can take that Public Health England questionnaire on our website. That's at itv.com/news. Now, it's been revealed that hospitals in England made more than £120 million from parking charges last year, 5% up on the previous year. And more than half also charged disabled patients or disabled visitors for the right to park their car. Well, Ben Chapman is outside a hospital in Sutton Coldfield this lunchtime for us. And Ben, this is an issue that really angers drivers, isn't it?
Yes, and of course it doesn't just affect patients arriving for appointments, but relatives of people in hospital who are coming and having to pay maybe £5 or £6 a day, sometimes for a number of weeks. Now, of the hospital trusts that responded to this survey about parking charges, this one here, the Heart of England Trust, took the most money, £4.8 million over a year.
I think it's really dear, really, for the wait. I mean, an hour, nearly £4.
Why should you have to pay them prices? Just like decided to take my mum to get her appointment.
We're happy to pay it because obviously we have to come.
Now, this trust says it doesn't make any profit from parking. All the money goes back into things like security, maintaining the car parks. It also says it offers discounts to those who are the most vulnerable. But the Patients Association says it is the most sick people who are having to shoulder the burden of these charges. They also say it's particularly unfair that patients in England have to keep paying these charges when in Scotland and Wales people can park for free.
Ben, thank you. One woman has died and another person is believed to have suffered serious injuries following a major crash involving around 20 vehicles in Oxfordshire. It happened in heavy fog early this morning on the A40 near Witney. Many others were also injured, with wreckage blocking the carriageway. Thames Valley Police are warning of severe disruption with the road closed in both directions. Almost 100 people have been arrested in a major clampdown on illegal working in nail bars. Scores were detained on suspicion of immigration offences, but the operation also discovered 14 people described as potentially being at risk of modern slavery. Here's David Wood.
More and more people are being trafficked to the UK and forced to work. Nearly 300 nail bars have been raided by immigration officers because they are businesses thought to be at risk of employing illegal workers and so-called modern slaves. In many cases, they are not locked up, but are shackled by work.
Quite often, we see additional factors, which could be that somebody is not in control of their passport or travel documents. They may have a bank account open that they know nothing about. They have no control over that. They may be restricted as to where they can live. Rarely, thankfully, do we see people held in a dungeon and abused on a regular basis, but it can happen.
It's thought there are up to 13,000 modern slaves in the UK. That's up 40% on recent years. And within the last month, 280 nail bars have been raided, finding 14 potential new victims. A recent government advert highlights the use of modern slaves. Most are brought to the UK expecting to earn a decent wage, but end up being exploited by what's becoming an increasingly lucrative crime.
We used to think that victims were hidden away, that they were locked up or behind closed doors, but actually they're very often in our communities. They're washing our cars, they're painting our nails, they're block paving our drives. And so everybody needs to be alert to the fact that we could encounter a victim of modern day slavery.
In the recent nail bar raids, 97 people were arrested, most of them from Vietnam. And for every illegal worker found, businesses can be fined £20,000. Ministers hope that tough stance will help force an end to modern slavery. David Wood, ITV News.
Fans around the world have continued to pay tribute to the Star Wars actress Carrie Fisher. They've been Princess Leia. She died yesterday in hospital after suffering a heart attack just before Christmas. And that's it. I'll be back with the evening news at 7:20, but for now, from me, bye-bye.